thought on Buffalo is this, because you're right. I mean, they have lost some talent. There's no question. But I still think when I look up and down that roster, the offensive line isn't great, but it hasn't been great. But obviously Josh Allen is what he is. I think Diggs is great. Gabe Davis is, he's good. They added, the rookie tight end, Dalton Kincaid, to go behind Dawson Knox. So I think maybe we'll see some more, two tight end sets from them. But I think defensively, obviously they've been in the top two, actually, in terms of points allowed for 3 of the last 4 years. And Von Miller hopefully will be back. So I think they've still got the talent to contend. But, Bucky, this is my issue with the Bills. I feel like, and Sean McDermott has done there's no question he did a great job when he took over that team. Because they had not been in the playoffs in a while, or at least not consistently. And he has turned them into a perennial contender, a perennial playoff team. But I feel like you can get to the playoffs, maybe win regular season games on talent. Obviously, there's some good coaching going on, too. But I feel like to get over the hump and win the Super Bowl, or even reach the Super Bowl, you have to have great leadership and a great culture. And that's what I think they lack in Buffalo. I think Josh Allen is tremendous, but I can't say honestly that I think he's a great leader. It seems like he's just a talented player who can run and throw, but I don't see great leadership. Sean McDermott, the way he handled the Stephon Diggs thing was like he threw gasoline on a fire. It might have been a little match. It wasn't even that big a deal. Had he handled it properly, it might not have become a big deal, at least publicly, that it did, but he didn't handle it right. And I feel like from McDermott and Allen, you can throw, if you want to throw Ken Dorsey in now, I feel like they don't have great leadership, and their lack of that is what could end up costing them.
What is up, everyone? It's Jay Coffee, back at it talking football. Go Bills. And it continues to just astonish me the way the Bills' takes have just miraculously changed from last year to this year. I mean, this team is a solid team still. Everyone knows it. I know the hate is real, or whatever you want to call it. Like, you heard what they were saying. Last year, the Bills are the Super Bowl favorite, this, that, and the third. And everyone's forgetting that this team lost 3 games, went through a terrible, crazy situation like the world had never seen, persevered through toughness, but the season ended in a tough way. Yes, that's true, but now the takes this year just continue to be so negative. The Jets and Aaron Rodgers are on the rise. Stephen A. Smith the other day, Stephon Diggs wants out of Buffalo. He doesn't believe anymore. Diggs says that's BS. And then you hear the takes here. This team has lost talent. I mean, they still got Allen, Diggs, Gabe Davis. How about Dalton Kincaid? Will we see 2 tight end sets and all that? Which I look forward to that. But all in all, I mean, you hear the bottom line that we're basically saying this Bills team has done well. McDermott's done okay and everything. They've continued to go back to the playoffs, but they lack leadership. Josh is a talented guy, but he's not a leader. McDermott, he did his thing, but he's not a leader. Look how he handled this Diggs situation, which, I don't know. We'll talk more about that. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think about it. Is there really a situation? What's going on, But basically they said they don't have real leadership, and that's not going to get you to the Super Bowl or to win a Super Bowl. And I mean, real talk, there's been a lot of great teams that in a few years span have had really great regular seasons, maybe won some playoff games, but didn't get to the Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl. A team that pops into my mind of recent memory, Arizona Cardinals, right? Remember that? 14, 15, 16, somewhere in that time frame. I remember them repeatedly having good teams, but ishing the bed when it came to the playoffs. And it seems like that's what Broussard how do you say his name? And former Buffalo Bill Bucky Brooks were talking about. We'll play Bucky's clip at the end, but I just hate this ish. And again, I want to know what everyone thinks about the Diggs thing. Is it being blown out of proportion, or do you think it's real? Did Diggs just need some time off? But they said the way McDermott handled it was handled poor. One day he went out and said as Diggs went on a sabbatical in the offseason, and when OTAs or whatever, not mandatory off-season programs and camps were going on, Diggs wasn't there right away. And when he showed up, McDermott one day said, I'm concerned or whatever. But then the next day he said, hey, everything's all good. We talked. We're on point. But I don't know. I don't really like it. And I think teams and fans and just everyone watching is going to say, man, why do we doubt this Buffalo Bills team? I mean, why is narratives and the predictions changing so immensely from the last couple of years to this year? Do people really believe the Bills are on the decline? Do people really believe that this Buffalo Bills team has hit their apex mountain? I don't. And the whole lack of leadership thing, to me, I'm not buying it. I think Josh is a hell of a leader. What he's done, being a young player in the league, stepping right in as a rookie, continually getting better, having such great, not just success, but team morale being so high, and this team being a family. And when it comes to McDermott, he's changed the culture of this team to a winning football team. But I don't know, this whole Diggs situation is what they're attributing a lot of this to. And then again, like I said, we saw Stephen A. say the other day, Diggs doesn't believe anymore. He wants out. Diggs says it's BS. I don't know. I want to know what you guys all think. But I think that's silly about this whole leadership stuff. But hopefully, this Bills team, maybe they don't even pay attention to the media, but if they do, and I think everyone does a little bit, even when they say, I just blank that stuff out, or I don't watch any of it or listen to any of it. I think no matter what, a little bit of it gets through, even if you do your best to silence it all. I hope they use it as fuel to... He's talking about McDermott threw fuel on the Diggs fire. I hope they use it as fuel to light this fire and tear it up and, get to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl. So let me know below. But Eric Wood, Buffalo Bills great. He was a center, wasn't originally a center, but due to injuries, he had to step in at center. He played great. Ultimately, he had to leave the league earlier than he wanted to because of injuries. But I love that he still is connected to the team, a part of the team. He's Bills Mafia for life. He loves the squad. And I love what he says here that, he doesn't want to be sensitive, but he really hates hearing these kind of takes, and that's only some BS someone says if they've never stepped foot at one Bills drive. So shout out to Eric Wood. Love to see him speaking up, trying to silence these naysayers and just check them. And you ain't getting sensitive, E. Wood. You love this team. That ain't no sensitivity-ish. And so what if he was? He loves the Buffalo Bills. He's Bills Mafia for life. He's a living legend when it comes to Buffalo Bills football. But how about this clip here of the other gentleman talking to Broussard or however you say his name, who did play for these Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, their lack of leadership is a problem. Now, I'll say this. I was a member of the Buffalo Bills in 94. right coming off the heels of this team going to 4 straight Super Bowls. Back then, they used to call them the bickering Bills because there was always some kind of drama that was going on within the team. Yet they were resilient enough to be able to deal with that and continue to go to Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl. So it's not unprecedented for this team to have some issues, but continue to perform on the field at a high level. And so what Sean McDermott has to do, he has to look at what he has. He has to figure out, what can I do with this team? He has to get all of the parties headed in the right direction. And that doesn't mean that they all have to get along and sing songs together and hold hands and that stuff, but there has to be a level of mutual respect between all of the players. So when they step between the lines, they go get it. Because this team has been so close to being able to get it done. They just haven't gotten over the hump. But we've seen they've given the Bills problems. They've been a team that has played with the top teams in the AFC. They're still in that conversation. It's just a matter, can they have enough chemistry and continuity to get it done when it really matters?
My thought on Buffalo is this, because you're right. I mean, they have lost some.
Bucky Brooks. So, man, I grew up on Buffalo Bills football. That's a part of why I love this team so much. I want to get a Bills tat, I think, guys. Comment and let me know if I should. And if you have a Bills tat, if you're a Bills fan, or if you're another football fan and you happen to hear this video, let me know if you got your squad tatted. And make sure to subscribe, join the discussion, and stay tuned for all the football content coming all season long and all the live call-in shows and everything. But I came up on this. One of my earliest memories in life is the Buffalo Bills, one of the Super Bowls, the Super Bowl era. I watched it all from Beyond, to Robo-Sack, the Buster, or even before that, Todd Collins, Robo-Sack, the Buster, onto Flutie, onto the horrible mistake to bench Flutie, onto Pudge, Alex Van Pelt, Trent Edwards, Fitz, everywhere, everything, everyone, all the greats we saw, all the not so greats we saw, like Aaron Maben. Remember how pissed he was when the Jets signed him and we played him and he got a sack on Fitz? He was going crazy for that. But he couldn't wait to celebrate and say, yeah, Buffalo, you cut me. But anyways, my point is, I've been watching forever. And I got to say, obviously, I know Bucky Brooks. He's involved in the sports media world, the Bills media world. I know he played for us and all that, but his career, I don't remember much about when he played for the Bills. And the whole bickering Bills thing, was there that much drama with the Bills teams? I'm just curious for all the fans who've been around as well. What do you think about all that? And what do you think about what Bucky said? I don't know. I just really don't like these takes, though, just like Eric Wood. So let's talk about it all. Go Bills. Man, the narratives have changed, man. One year you're the Super Bowl favorite. The next year they're saying it's over. You're on the decline. I don't know, man. Week 1 not far away. Can't wait to hand Rodgers and the Jets an L on prime time, baby. So thanks for watching this coffee. See you guys on the next one. They keep hating on the Bills, man. It's funny to me. It's comical. Peace. Subscribe.